I've been everywhere. I mean, you know that old song, I've been everywhere. I think they did that after me because, you know, there's not a state in the United States I haven't been in, and not a major city I haven't done a show in, what small town I haven't done a show in. I just knew that if I had this thing right here, I could draw a crowd, and with the knowledge that I had, and if I could entertain them, then I had something going.
Chuck Devereaux likes to fish. A lot. From owning a tackle company, to fishing tournaments as a professional angler, to launching and maintaining the largest and most successful mobile aquarium fleet in the world, Chuck always reels in a winner. He heard his calling early on and never wavered in pursuit of it.
You know, my dad worked for OG&E all of his life, 40-something years, and he worked for a company. He said, well, how are you going to make a living? And at first he thought, you know, golly, he's going to go fish. I'm going to have a bum for a son, you know. But then when he saw the hard work and the dedication and the drive I had to make it work, then he was on board for anything I did.
While he continued to fish competitively at tournaments, Chuck slowly ramped up his new business endeavor, which he named Bass Tubs of Oklahoma. He performed 8 shows in his first year and knew right away he could expand. People of all ages were fascinated by the tub, which was a new concept in the 1980s.
This thing right here will bring people, because people want to see fish. They don't get to see them up close. I mean, they might go to an aquarium and see them, but in the aquarium they don't catch them. You know, this is like a magnet to grandparents and their grandkids. They bring them over there and say, look at the fish, you know, look here, look at the fish. You know, there's nothing better than watching a kid catch a fish, number one. You know, and number two is that they're right here, they just want to soak in everything that you can give them.
Much more than just a fun and unique distraction at fishing shows, although it certainly is that, the tub proved a powerful draw early on for professional anglers. The opportunity Chuck gave his audiences to watch exactly how a fish responded to a particular bait turned out to be a revelation in a sport defined by closely guarded secrets.
When you're in the off season, most of them that fish, they do seminars, because everybody wants to know what we know about fishing. You know, all the knowledge that we've acquired over the years. Whether you're a first-time fisherman or you're a seasoned pro or a seasoned person, you know, that wants to learn something. I give something to every one of them. People want to know how to use the baits. And if you don't know it, I can tell you, but visually see it, it's so much better. Everybody wanted to see the lure in the water. And then when you add fish, and you add biting fish, it became an attraction.
Bass Tubs of Oklahoma is so named for a reason. Bass is a game fish and is widely considered one of the toughest freshwater breeds to catch. Bass fishing as a sport is enormously popular among amateurs and professionals alike, primarily because a bass presents such a formidable challenge.
It's just that it's so hard to catch them. You know, you got to have knowledge to do it. Like you can go down to the Gulf and you're going to catch something, but when you go out and target bass, these fish react to everything. You got a front moving in, the fish start moving down, or they start pulling out and going deep. So we've got to catch them out there. So we have to go out no matter what the conditions are. Snowing, sleeting, rain, wind. You know, you have to know all the different things to catch the fish. Man, if you could figure out a bass, you'd be a millionaire, I guarantee you.
A sportsman through and through, Chuck is very respectful of the bass he pursues out on the lake. That respect spills over to his work with the bass tubs as well. A bass that finds its way into a tub is treated very humanely. The company's strong reputation has long been staked on its honorable treatment of fish.
We get our fish locally. You can't take fish out of state water and do them in a tub because it's against the law. We have a filtration system in there that will keep oxygen going into the water. We don't use hooks, so we don't catch them. We want them to see the fish bite, but we don't want to do anything to get them stressed out. Put the fish in, two or three fish we put in there to acclimate them and make sure that they're doing good. If they're doing good, then we put the rest of the fish in there. During the show, we back flush our tub to get all the impurities out of. When I bring them back here and put them in my ponds, they're just as healthy as they were when I picked them up from Inslee's. Our main thing is make sure our fish are taken care of. Do I get dumb questions? Wow, yes. You know, I mean, I've got, Do you go down the road with this thing with the fish in it? Sometimes I'll say, well, not anymore. We used to, but with the new seatbelt law, it's hard to keep them in the seatbelts. Sometimes you get a lady going, well, that's awful nice of you for the safety of the fish.
Over the past 3 decades, Chuck has taken a brilliant idea, a high level of skill, and a great sense of humor into an astonishingly successful career. But there is much more to the job than teaching and entertaining audiences. With a fleet of tubs to maintain, there are always plenty of less glamorous chores that demand attention.
We are the largest mobile aquarium company in the United States, in the world. I mean, we have 5 tubs. We have all different sizes of tubs and for all different locations. 2,800 gallon. This one right here is 3,000 gallon. And we got 3,500, we got 4,000, 4,500. They are anywhere from 40-foot long to 50-foot long. We're always working on the tubs. Water and metal, you get rust, so we've got to work on that. Glass will split sometimes, so we have to put fresh glass in there. It's a job, and a lot of people think, what we do is fun, and it is. Don't get me wrong. I don't want any other job. I love the job that I do, but we still have to work. We're here every day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, late at night, because we're on the contract. That contract says I'm going to be there this date with fish, with a tub, and I'm going to do your show. I've never missed a show, ever.
Because of its mainstream popularity, fishing has spawned a multi-billion-dollar industry around it. Whether it's the internet, small-town bait shops, or big-box outdoor stores, the latest and greatest fishing equipment is easy to obtain. Competition among manufacturers is fierce when angling for consumer dollars, something Chuck understood at the outset.
I mean, I get thousands of new baits brought to me because there's thousands of new baits out there. And they'll say, will you show my bait in your tank? And I'll say, yeah, I'll give you a freebie. How I make a living is through my knowledge and my ability to tell these people how to do it and how to fish your bait and why your bait's the best. And then once they see it and once they see the people talk, after it's over with, then they go to their booth and start buying, then that's where it starts. What a great way of showing our baits and selling our baits. Because if an angler gets to see it, how it works and how the bait works and how to fish it, then he's going to be more apt to buy the bait.
Bass Tubs of Oklahoma would have never made it this far and enjoyed this much success if Chuck was doing it by himself. In addition to his loyal sponsors, he gets help from fellow anglers, and most importantly, his close friends and family who understand his true passion for fishing and his desire to teach others to fish.
It's just not me. I mean, my son, Chase, my wife runs the business. Because it takes someone to route all these tubs. She's the brains of this operation, and she probably works harder than we ever thought about working. Over 200 days a year, I'm on the road, so I have to have a wife that understands my passion. That's the thing. You got to have someone that will give you the opportunity to go out there and do it. Follow your dream and do this. But she does know, if I'm not here, I'm making money. If I'm here, I ain't making nothing. But like I said, I've had a lot of people help me. My sponsors, my bank. Can you imagine loaning the guy money to do something like this right here? And then standing there with me in the good times and the bad times? Oh yeah, I can't do it all myself, but rewarding, golly, I love it.
For Chuck Devereaux, fishing is life. Bass Tubs of Oklahoma has allowed him to spread the gospel from his perch, creating new fans of the sport in his wake. His message? Fishing is for everybody, period. Want to feel fine? Go cast a line. Although Chuck has slowed down to spend more time with his grandchildren, the lure of fishing forever remains.
Did you know that a kid 3 years old to 99 can fish? It's the only sport that in the United States that I think you can do, that any age can do it and everyone has fun. And I think every kid should catch a fish. The joy of a kid catching a fish is the most important thing. And I always say this, you put your kids on the creeks or you can put them on the streets. It's up to you as an individual. There's people out there that want our kids, drugs and stuff like that. It takes one hit from crack cocaine to have them hooked. It takes one hit from that fish to have them hooked for life. He remembers everywhere he caught a fish, and he remembers everywhere he lost a fish, and he knows what he lost it on, and he knows what he caught it on, and he knows what color it is. It's our heritage, it's where we started. When I was a kid, My grandma, my mama would say, go get me a catfish. We're gonna have fish tonight, Chuck. And I'd go catch it. But I think it's something we need to preserve because it's something a family can do. Fishing, I still love it. I don't professionally fish anymore. I've retired from that. I was up with a bunch of people that I went to school with. One of the ladies said, how do you retire from fishing?
You ever fallen in the tub?
Oh yeah. I always say this, you can fall in or you can fall out. I'd rather fall in than fall out.